And we're doing the final little stretch into the Cathedral Square in Santiago. A little bit rainy and drizzly this morning. We stayed just 3 kilometres out from the centre last night, deciding to do the last push in this morning. Yeah, Santiago. 1,000 metres to the cathedral. Walking the last few steps into Santiago de Compostela. Robbie and I have walked about 800 kilometres or thereabouts over the last month. It's been all right. Some of it's been really nice. Some of it's been a bit average, to be fair. I'm not particularly in love with the last 100. The people, the restaurants, cafes, the albergues, everything's all a bit... Last 1,000 metres into Santiago, the main square in front of the cathedral. Rainy day. I've got my umbrella. I've used my umbrella twice on this trip in the last month. Once for the sun and once for a little bit of drizzle. So yeah, only fitting that our last day, the last kilometre, it should start to rain. Anyway, we'll get there. We're not limping, we're doing quite well, as you can see. Robbie and Dad are charging ahead. No backpacks because we stayed just 3 kilometres out of town. Nice and close last night. Cruising into Santiago. This is the culmination for Dad. He's walked more than 300 kilometres in the last 18 days. Longest day's walking was 22 Ks. Backed that up with a 21K day the next day. He's had no days off, 0 days off. Every day walking at least. I think the shortest day was 11 that we did, an uphill day. But generally speaking, yeah, more than 300 Ks in 18 days for an 82-year-old. Pretty good, going pretty good. And look at him walk, he's still powerful. No issues at all. Proud of him, he's done well. Okay, so Dad, we've walked 300 kilometres from Leon on the Camino Francés, all the way to Santiago de Compostela. Have you got any thoughts about the trail, or?
Yeah, what about the other 30? It's 330, isn't it? Kidney strength. Yeah, well, I was blackmailed into coming, so Robin rang me and said, if you like, join us. Took me 2 seconds to say yes, so I think they were as surprised as I was that I'm going to do it. And the track is quite good in places. It's quite bad in places, but that's the truth. It was a real effort to keep going, keep up with these two, because they've been hiking for years, and like 8 Ks is the furthest I've ever gone, and now I've gone all the way, and we made it on every part of the track. So I'm really happy. As far as what I get from it, I think family is pretty important, but yeah.
Nice.
So that's about all I think.
All right, and would you advise other people to do this walk or not?
Yes, if you're 18 and fit.
So,
No, you can, even if you are hobbling, you can do it. It just be slower.
Yeah.
Just allow more time. There's plenty of places to stay. The one major problem, if I can say that, is there are no public facilities. So bring some plastic bags.
That's true. All right, cool, thanks. Okay, so you've just completed the Camino Francés, and how old are you?
I'm 82.
Wow.
So if I can do it, you can do it. Go.
Any recommendations for other older people to do the walk?
Just take it slower, and don't let the leaders drag you up those steep hills too fast.
All right. This hanging thing in the middle here, I think it's a bottom furo or something like that, suspended off this really thick rope, and it swings through the church all the way up and down, but it only swings a few times a month, a few times per year, and we haven't been lucky enough to see it, unfortunately. Okay, this is future Trev, and I've got Robin's scarf on my head because I've been sitting in the sun and I really don't want my baldy head to get sunburned. We're actually a couple of days away from Santiago now. We're on our way to Muxia, which is down on the coast. Some people still call it part of the Camino Francés, but it's not really. I think Camino Francés ends in Santiago, where we left Dad. So we took him to the airport, but this is a bit of a roundup of the trip. So Dad did an amazing job. He's 82 years old, and he walked between, I don't know, like I think our smallest day was 11 Ks and our biggest was 22, but he walked every day for 18 days, which is a long time. And I not going to say that it was easy, because it was a challenge. Like, there's lots of hills, there's lots of valleys, and there was some mud, some bad drainage issues, but we got through it. A lot of the time we cooked our own meals, and Dad helped prep the food and washing up, and yeah, between Robin and I, we did the cooking in shared kitchens, which was actually pretty cool. We quite enjoyed those times. We played cards with different people. We had philosophical conversations around religion and reasons that people were doing the pilgrimage, the Santiago de Compostela. But yeah, at the end of the day, yep, Dad did great. Walking with my dad was a good thing. We spent like close to 3 weeks together on the Camino, and yeah, a lot of quality time, but a lot of that quality time was pushing up a hill, like breathing hard, you know. And Dad's legs never failed him. Like, his feet, his knees, legs, everything were perfect. He complained a few times about his lungs, that he couldn't breathe very well, that there's a problem with getting air into his lungs, but the man's 82 years old, and we're still basically overtaking, I'd say 80 or 90% of the people walking on the trail. We were going faster than them with my dad, who's 82, so yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyway, I've been trying to round up this whole series with walking with my dad. I guess this is it. As I say, we're in a small little town. Today we've been walking with this massive dog. It's like a bull mastiff, I don't know, like a massive dog that has followed us for the last 10 Ks. And the albergue owner's been trying to find its owner. She's ended up ringing the police, and the police know about the dog. And it just basically follows pilgrims from town to town to town. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. It's all good. Okay, happy days.